I have had a concern over the years, and one time I was seated with Patrick, we were talking one day, and we discussed something called switching on. And that is something I really need us to get into, because it begins from the fact that the biggest percentage of the people in the world, the biggest percentage of the people in the world are actually one or two dimensional. So in its own sense, there's a certain awareness that they don't carry about how the world works and how life goes. This affects our frequencies spiritually. This affects our vibrations, you might call it. It affects our places of influence and affluence. It affects how the world responds to us. There are certain people who can look at you and they don't feel that they can do business with you. But it all began with the state of your mind, where you are. And when he mentioned the issue of mindset, I believe somebody one time thought for us and determined that we cannot go this far, because if we do, then they're not going to be able to control us a certain way. And many of us will believe, statistically, that almost 2% of the world is thinking for the 98%. Somebody was writing a document recently, a research on the internet. Almost about 2% of the world are thinking for the rest of the 98%, and it could be even less. And you find that all of us are as a result of other men's what? Ideas, visions, creations, innovations. And especially in Africa, we refuse to think that nothing can come out of here. We might have started late, we might have not gotten everything right, but there has to be a place where we have conversations to really switch on the man of our generation. Because I was sharing recently with a church and I told them, you find a tongue-speaking, spirit-filled believer, guy is fasting for 90 days, he's believing God for a breakthrough, but they don't understand how the world works. Even if you ask them, how do you make profit? How do you separate profit from income? What is investment? What is net worth? These are questions. We are hearing the world is evolving. Blockchain technology, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and then the science that comes there, artificial intelligence, metaverse. All of these things are happening at a speed beyond what we can calculate, but painfully, and especially I'm speaking for the pastors who are here, we are switched off and our church members are switched off. And so, we are blaming everything for lack of our success. Witchcraft, generational curse, government, voting this one in and out, things will change. We've blamed everything. But when I look back at home, I realize that many men are not switched on. We have not built principles and patterns around the awakening that we need to really be functional in a world that is running faster than the church. By the way, the world is running faster than the church. We have not evolved. We're still in those small conversations. He has snakes, he has lions, he has goats, that one has eggs. Those are the small things. By the way, I'm talking now to born-again Christians. We are still in, we have that one went underwater and came back. Those are the conversations we're still having. And the rest of the world is polishing faster. The challenge now we are finding that it becomes hard to hire born-again Christians. Because a guy will get at the office, instead of designing this through basic divine wisdom, he will pick a spirit that does not exist and start corrupting and polluting the whole place. Before you know that, we have even become less and less relevant to this generation.